Hello guys, I am V Sai Srinivas of 10th class from MathMan. So today I will be explaining today's editorial. So let's get started. So today our editorial's title is Law and Lawmakers. SC is writing saying legislative privilege cannot be a cover for crimes in the House. So SC means Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruling that legislative privilege cannot be extended to provide legal immunity to criminal acts committed by lawmakers ought to be welcome for two reasons. It lays down that legislatures charged with unruly behavior that results in offences under penal laws cannot be protected by either their privilege or their free speech rights. Second, the decision revivifies the law relating to a prosecutor's role in withdrawing an ongoing criminal case. The LDF government in Kerala has suffered a setback as it strongly favoured the withdrawal of cases against 6 members sought to be prosecuted for creating a ruckus in the assembly on March 13, 2015, when they mysteriously tried to interrupt the presentation of the budget presented by erstwhile. Their action resulted in destruction or damage to some items, amounting to a loss of rupees 2.20 lakh based on the Assembly Secretary's complaint. The police registered a case and later filed charge sheet against them for committing mischief and trespass under the IPC and destroying public property. Under the Prevention of Damage to Public Property Act 1984, this year the Chief Judicial Magistrate Tirunanthapuram had rejected the application by the police prosecutor for withdrawal from prosecution, an order that was later affirmed by the Kerala HC. It is not surprising that the Apex Court concurred with these decisions, as it is indeed an unacceptable argument that the alleged vandalism took place as a part of the legislature's right to protest on the floor of the House. Kerala CM Pinarayi Vijayanna, who has rejected calls for asking his General Education Minister V. Sivankutty, one of the accused, to resign and face trial, maintains that the matter ought to have been seen as a political protest and something that should not have to be taken into a domain of criminal prosecution. He is indeed right when he says that courts ought not to take reprise to prosecutors' decision to withdraw a case, and that they should only examine whether the prosecutor had applied his mind independently. However, there is equal force in the proposition that it is the court's duty to decide whether the withdrawal is in good faith or is in the interest of public policy and is not aimed at thwarting the process of law. Legislative privilege and parliamentary free speech are necessary elements of a lawmaker's freedom to function, but it is difficult to disagree with the court's conclusion that an alleged act of destroying public property within the House cannot be considered essential for their legislative functions. It is indeed quite legal for Mr. Sivankutty to remain in office as he is yet to be convicted. However, he will be well advised to take a cue for several recent presidents of those in ministerial positions stepping down until their names are cleared by due process. So guys, in this editorial we are discussing about the lawmakers. So lawmakers are none other than the MLAs. So the MLAs are a part of the legislative assembly. So what they do is they pass out new bills and new rules they think that are needed for the society, and if most of the people in the assembly agree to it and it gets a approval from the governor of the respective state, the law will be implemented officially. So at present we will be discussing about the privileges of these people. So there are many privileges of being a legislative member or an MLA. So the Supreme Court says that the legislative privilege will not be a cover for the crimes in the house. So recently some ministers in Kerala created a ruckus, or like a fight quarrel, and did a lot of damage to the parliamentary house. So it is estimated to be about rupees 2.2 lakh in damages. So the Supreme Court says that immunity will not be given to the lawmakers if they would commit any kind of crime. So the legislatures will be charged with unruly behavior which results in offences under the penal laws. So they cannot be protected either by their privilege or their free speech rights. So in second, they stated that the decision revives the law relating to the prosecutor's role in withdrawing a criminal case. So the prosecutor is the only person who will have a right to withdraw a ongoing criminal case regarding these lawmakers. So a recent incident has happened in Kerala, and because of that it suffered a strong setback. In this, the government favored the withdrawal of the cases against 6 members of the assembly. So they caused a ruckus in the building on March 13, 2015. So they tried to interrupt the presentation of the budget that has been going on, and because of that, as I said, the assembly secretary has issued a complaint on them, and the police filed a charge sheet against them for committing mischief and trespass under the Indian Penal Code. So, and also destroying public property under the Prevention of Damage to Public Property Act 1984. So that was the case, and the judge or magistrate Tirunanthapuram had rejected the application that have been submitted by the police because they wanted the prosecutor to withdraw it. And so what happened here was they are not being punished for their act of causing damage, and that is only because they are lawmakers and they have special privileges. But the apex court will not be able to do anything more than that because it doesn't have more power. So the CM of Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan, has rejected calls for asking his General Education Minister Shivakutti, one of the accused, to resign and face trial. So this matter have been seen as a political protest and something that shouldn't have been taken into the area of criminal act. He is right when he says that all that they did was a protest, and they might have caused a damage, but it shouldn't be regarded as a criminal act. So that's it, guys. Thank you.